Hey guys, Sukhsidhu here, founder of onlinefitnessbusiness.com, and in today's video I'm going to talk to you all about scaling your fitness business from £50,000 a month or dollars to £500,000 a month or dollars. Before I go any further, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, click the little bell after you've clicked subscribe, and that way you'll get notified every time I post a new video. Don't worry, you'll get spammed, 1 or 2 videos a week max. Why 50 to 500? Because I got this screenshot today actually. I got a message from one of my private clients showing me this. Hopefully you can see that. If not, I will post the screenshot on the screen. Showing me that over the last 12 months, his revenue is tracking at £467,000.4. Yeah. So the previous 12 months was 258, and if I remember correctly, the previous 12 months before that was around 50 or 60,000 pounds. So quite substantial growth. Now, often it's sold to you and us as business owners that there's one trick, right? One secret, one hack that's going to help you scale from where you are today to insert lofty number that is being sold to you as easy to reach. And the reality is, it's not easy, and there's not just one thing. It's a number of things that dictates whether or not you're going to be able to scale your business. And there's a reason why I'm not today just talking about scaling up to 6 figures. And it's because of this. It's simple to scale to 6 figures. I'm not saying easy, but it's really simple. If you're an online trainer and you want to scale to 6 figures, here's what you should do. Find 35 clients who will pay you £250 or $250 a month. That's it. Get good at marketing, get good at selling, and get people good results. You don't need to overcomplicate it beyond that. Yes, there's minutiae in there, but you don't have to have some fancy business model. You don't have to be a world-class business owner in order to make that happen. You don't need slick operations and automations in place. You don't need a massive team. You don't need any team in order to work with 35 people paying you £250 or $250 a month. And that will generate you just over £100,000 or $100,000 per year. So there's no point in me talking about that because that's the business model. Go and do it. That's exactly what we teach in our flagship OFB program. But for those of you who want to go beyond that and probably beyond £250,000 a year and upwards, there are some significant improvements that you're going to have to make in 5 main areas of your business. Number 1 is you, and I'm going to go into more detail on each one of these in just a second. Number 1 is you, and how you have to change and improve as a business owner in order to scale to 250,000 plus, let's stick with 500,000 per year. The improvements that you have to make, we're going to have to take into consideration your ability to grow an audience that's large and engaged enough in order for you to generate revenue from them, that much revenue. We're going to have to talk about team and what kind of team is required in order to facilitate that growth and support it. We're going to have to talk about your operations, again, that are going to help facilitate that growth and support it. And we're going to have to talk about business model, so services and products that you sell. So let's dive straight into it. We're going to start with you. So the reality is, in order to generate 100 grand a year, you just need to be a good trainer and coach, a good communicator, good at marketing, and good at converting people into clients. Some of you will just do that naturally. You won't consider yourselves good marketers or salespeople, but you know how to connect with people. You know how to talk to people. You know how to show that you can help them. And that's it. If you're good at social media and modern marketing and you can sell, then that's all required of you. That's all that is required of you as a business owner. However, if you want to go on to scale up to £500,000 a month or whatever it may be, then you need to get better at a few more things. Organization becomes really important, as simple as that sounds. The ability to hire and manage a team, the ability to delegate, the ability to be self-aware enough to recognize when you can't do things well enough. It's still a continual path or journey in learning and becoming a better leader, manager, operator, so not just a marketer and a coach, you are now a business operator, whilst retaining all those other skills as well, because even at that scale, at £500,000 a year, still probably not quite big enough to only oversee the big picture strategy and direction of the company, right? You're probably gonna have a team of 5 max, and they may not all be full-time. So you will still be involved in the day-to-day, but now you need to be able to spend more time on the strategy and the future implementing and planning for things that are really going to move the needle, whether that is hiring, whether that is new products, whether that is new partnerships and the ability to build your network and build relationships with potential partners, even building your network and doing PR so that people would want to actually work with you if you plan on hiring great coaches. So you're now a marketer, a salesperson, a trainer/coach still. You'll probably have to retain those skills and still deliver some service depending on what your products are. Managing, hiring, firing, operating. You will still have to wear many hats, but delegate well enough so that you aren't buried by the minutiae of operating your business on a day-to-day basis. So that's the first thing that needs to grow. It's you. Number 2, your audience. If you take a look at any of the business owners in the fitness industry that you deem successful or that you know are successful in generating decent revenue, mid 6 figures, high 6 figures, 7 figures, I guarantee that they will have a large engaged audience somewhere, either on a social media platform, either visiting their website or on an email list. And if it's none of those, then they will be paying for that large engaged audience. They'll be using Facebook ads, probably, to build an engaged audience. That's a bit of a weaker audience because you're buying it and they're not actively seeking you out, but nonetheless, they are creating a huge audience by paying for it. Now, the reality is that most will be doing it across a variety of platforms and places, whether that's having a huge amount of people visiting their website and then a huge amount of people in a free Facebook group, for example. We know businesses who have 70, 80,000 people in Facebook groups, and that's a huge source of income for them. We also know people and have clients and customers and students who are generating tens of thousands of visits to their website every week, and also have huge followings on Instagram. Now, I'm not saying you have to be famous. I'm not famous, OFB isn't famous. We actually do rely on paid, or we did up until recently. But I guarantee you are going to have to get good one platform. At least one platform, good at building an audience and engaging an audience, whether that's writing really well and performing well in search, whether that's building a YouTube channel, whether that's on Instagram, whether that's building your email list that will probably come from building an audience elsewhere, or whether that means spending the money on Facebook ads or YouTube ads to build an audience. But the reality is, in order to generate sizable revenue, you're going to need a sizable audience. Number 3, your business model. These are in no particular order, by the way. Very random. I should have thought about it more, but I had this idea today. So there we go. So your business model, what I'm talking about here is in fact your services and the products that you sell, how they're priced, how they're positioned, where they fit into the overall structure of your business. Now, there are loads of different models, but the reality is, like I said earlier, it's very unlikely that you're now going to be able to just sell one-to-one online coaching on your own and generate that kind of revenue. Are there outliers and some people doing it? No doubt. But that doesn't make it the most optimal route. If you want to generate £500,000 or $500,000 a year in revenue, you're probably going to have to need either a team of people delivering one service or multiple services. Most common models that we see generating this kind of revenue are my personal model that I had at Project Lean that was generating this kind of revenue, which was a group program that was lowish priced. It was £97 for a 4-week program, and one-to-one online coaching, which was higher priced, £250 a month. Another really common model is a group program, again, lower cost, somewhere around $100 to $200 or pounds. And then off the back of that, a lower cost program. So instead of a low and high, we have a low/mid to a low monthly recurring revenue. So for example, you'd run a 4-week, 6-week, 8-week, 10-week, whatever, $100 program or £100 program. You would need the audience in order to get, a few hundred people in that every time you launched it. Then off the back of it, you offer a legacy group or a follow-on group or a graduate group, whatever it is that is low cost, recurring every month, £10, $20 a month, whatever. So those two models are very popular. There's also another model which is hiring other coaches and sticking to one-to-one. And you can do a variety of all these things as well. So what I mean by that is a rev share model is something that we see most common, where other trainers and coaches come on board, deliver the same kind of service as you do, and you take a percentage of their revenue, whether it's a 50-50 split, you take 60, they take 40, something along those lines. And there are a lot of businesses doing six figures and even seven figures who just stick to this one service and one model, just bring on new trainers and coaches. Which brings me nicely onto our next topic, your team. Every time I do that, I think it affects the lighting. The reality is scaling to that kind of revenue, £500,000 or dollars, is going to require a team or some people. The first one I will mention follows on from what I've just mentioned previously in the business models, is it could be trainers and coaches. If you have the network existing, it makes this route easy. Most of you won't. So unless you have trainers and coaches reaching out to you saying they would love to work alongside you, learn from you, coach for you, this can be a difficult route because you're managing people that aren't the easiest people in the world to manage. So if you don't have management experience, then it can be tough. If you do, then fine. It's a great model, but it would be easy for me at OFB to do that model because I have a pool of 1,000 trainers and coaches who I could say, hey, I'm launching an online coaching program. I'm going to be delivering one-to-one, and we have such an amazing audience that we want some other coaches to come on board. Here's the split. And I have access to a pool of trainers and coaches who are amazing and would be interested in doing that. I also have the budget to pay for the leads that we'd require to service those trainers and coaches. So if you have access or have trainers and coaches around you who would be interested in doing that, and you are comfortable managing, that's fine. But for everyone else, what I would recommend is firstly hiring a generalist. So whether that's a business manager, an assistant, or a business administration assistant who can take care of all the tasks that you don't want to do or that isn't high value in you doing them, and it's taking you away from the core tasks that you need to complete in order for your business to thrive, right, and grow and operate successfully. So hiring a VA, hiring an assistant, hiring a business manager will often be the first port of call for most of you. And what you will find is as you scale, you can bring in another generalist and upskill them in specific areas. So one or two generalists is a great place to start. And if they've got experience in the fitness industry, have experience of using some of the softwares and technologies that are used by other trainers and coaches, bonus, right? Often you can upskill them in managing your website, in posting on social media, in taking care of building automations in your software, whatever it may be. Once you've hired a generalist or two generalists and you've upskilled them to take care of as much as they can, then and only then is it time to hire specialists in areas that you are already competent at. And that's really important. It's really important that you are an informed buyer. We see people make the mistake really often of hiring a Facebook ads manager, for example, when they themselves don't actually know how to run ads successfully, which makes it really hard to be an informed buyer because you don't know if they're doing their job well. So my advice is get good at all the areas of your business, or good enough for them to work well, and then and only then bring in specialists where needed, whether it's a Facebook ads manager, whether it's a graphic designer, whether it's another coach or trainer, whether it's somebody managing SEO, finance, managing the team once it grows, whatever it may be. But specialists come last, and that's the big mistake most people make. They hire specialists first. Operations. So how your business functions, operates, the procedures within it now become very important because there's going to be a lot going on and it's very easy to lose control. So you should be creating standard operating procedures for everything that happens in your business, or SOPs. SOPs are basically an opportunity for you to document everything that happens and then store it in something like Google Drive, so that any task can be completed by anybody. So if you create a standard operating procedure for onboarding a new client, or if you onboard a new client, record your screen doing it, talk through it, create a checklist, and then store that video and the checklist in Google Drive or Dropbox. And then everybody can do the exact same thing that you've just done. And you shouldn't really be hiring, to be honest, until you've created standard operating procedures for whatever that hire is going to take care of. So now the way your business operates is really important. You've got more people helping you run the business. You've got more people coming into the business, and you're still heavily involved in a lot of what goes on. So having standard operating procedures, documenting everything that you do so that anybody else could come in and do that same task becomes really important. When I talk about operations now as well, I haven't really spoke about all the assets that you need to have in place. You do need now your CRM of some sort. You do need to be tracking your data, your numbers. You need to be implementing certain software, whether it's to manage clients or work with clients, whether it's to send emails, automate emails, whether it's a booking system. You need to have in place all these different systems that are going to help you run your business, help you operate, and you need standard operating procedures so that anybody could come into your business and understand how to use them the same way that you do. Operations also covers managing, selling, hiring, firing, marketing, all aspects of your business. And I've not really spoke about marketing today or selling, because the reality is the only thing that becomes more important as you scale in regards to selling and marketing is you having a very, very accurate understanding of the numbers. Sales numbers, sales data, application numbers, conversion rates, cost per acquisition or the cost of acquiring clients. If you're running paid marketing, you have to have a clear grasp on all those metrics as well. So that's what it takes. It's not super easy, but at the same time, it's doable. As long as you don't buy into this one trick, right? All you need to do is get good at Facebook ads. All you need to do is build a YouTube channel. All you need to do is build your email list. It's never just one thing. It's a number of things. It's doable if you're willing to put the work in and you are actually looking to build something beyond a short-term lifestyle business. There's nothing wrong with a lifestyle business. If that's what you want, great. But if you're trying to scale beyond that, then there's probably going to be a few years of hard work and a lot of your time taken by this endeavor. So just be prepared for that, because if you want this but you're not prepared for it, then you're just destined to fail. I hope this video has been valuable and helpful to you if you are looking to scale a large business, or even if you're just curious to know what it would take and whether or not it's for you. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. In fact, ignore that. The only thing I want to know is, are you trying to build a big business or a lifestyle business? Let me know in the comments below, and make sure that you subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and I will see you again soon with another video at some point in the future. Bye.